Hello again, and here I'm going to talk about Rhoziva Teens. So let me share the screen with you, and here it is. So basically, it came about because Rhoziva was helpful for people who weren't adult yet, but it um, wasn't licensed for that population. Officially, the license says, uh, adults take 2 capsules and so on. So we decided to apply for a product that teenagers can take. And so we lowered the amount of rhodiola by about 20% and added bacopa and other vitamins. And I explained the rationale for that. There was a study of so actually, no, this is for 14 to 18-year-olds who are affected by stress, depression, anxiety, poor concentration, like ADHD. This is a summary, and I'll go into some of these things in more detail in a moment. Um, so yes, there was one trial of 17-year-olds year-old students with rhodiola rosea, and it showed to improve a number of different cognitive parameters. It has been studied primarily in adults. This is the only trial that actually tested it on pre-adults, on 17-year-olds. Anyways, I'll talk about Bacopa in a moment, and the way to take it is 1 capsule in the morning, one in the afternoon, or 2 capsules at the same time. It is contraindicated in bipolar disorder, again, because of rhodiola rosea, and also in pregnancy and nursing. So this is the list of ingredients. And as you can see here, you have more vitamins and minerals, a broader spectrum. Why? To nourish the developing brain of a teenager. The frontal cortex actually doesn't stop developing until 25, the age of 25. And teenagers aren't known to, eat very well. They tend to enjoy fast foods and things like that. Of course, who doesn't, but just seems to be more prevalent among teenagers. So the more we can nourish their nervous system and brain, the better. Bacopa itself is also known as water hyssop. That's what it looks like. And the main compound is bacoside. It is a fat soluble compound. Traditionally, has been used with ghee in India and should be taken with food as such. On an empty stomach, it could cause nausea. And like rhodiola rosea, it's a nootropic, type of compound or plant substance that improves cognitive function and has been used traditionally for longevity and cognitive enhancement. And can you help also reduce anxiety, although perhaps not as much as rhodiola, and certainly improve memory function. Uh, so it is particularly reliable for improving memory formation. That's its really strongest, I think, strongest property. Most studies on memory were done on seniors, and basically the way it works, the main mechanism, and you can pause and read in detail, but the main mechanism is concerns promoting neuron communication. So we, of course, we have billions of neurons, and it's the interplay between them, the communication network that is formed, that is really, really important for learning and memory and retention. So that's the main mechanism. So again, there is related research here that you can, pause and look into if you'd like. Because Bacopa has been studied mostly on seniors, so it works on memory just the same on teenagers, but because it was studied predominantly on seniors, it can also be a product that you could recommend for seniors for short-term memory loss. In fact, we're looking into changing the name of this product to Rhoziva Brain, which is approved again for a younger population. So a broad spectrum or people of various ages can use it to improve their cognitive function and memory as a whole. Can be used by teenagers, of course, for ADHD types of symptoms, and also as a study aid as well because of the memory enhancement from Bacopa and the focus and attention that rhodiola is really good for. Um, Let's see. So the other ingredients are there for different reasons. I talked about the brain in terms of its high, metabolic activity. So it needs the types of nutrients that are going to help it generate energy, which is what is stated right here: B vitamins, copper, magnesium, and so on. Now, of course, iodine and selenium support the thyroid, which starts the whole process of energy generation. Now, it's interesting that iodine is really important for the development of the brain. Actually, in babies, the most common cause for poor development of healthy brain function is lack of iodine in certain parts of the world. Vitamin E is a fat soluble antioxidant, which is really important for that lipid rich environment. And zinc is needed for further developing that interneuronal communication, the kind of stuff that I just mentioned in the context of Bacopa. Um, I think I mentioned all this. I mentioned the first point, didn't mention the second point. Basically, if it is difficult to swallow it, if it's a 14-year-old who doesn't want to swallow pills, it's a veggie cap, so it can be opened, and the content can be emptied into food or juice and mixed right into it. This is another tidbit I tried to explain how it might compare to some other things in the marketplace. And this is a very common, well-known formula right now in Canada for teenagers, Viva Teen, and it's a nice product, particularly I would say for anxiety. It has L-theanine as well. Uh, as far as depression, focus, memory, I think in terms of the ingredient makeup, I think rhodiola is stronger than that. So I just want to point that out. Uh, Again, the nice thing about the Rhoziva product is that samples are available, so customers can try them before they buy. And if it works, you got a customer. If it doesn't, well, no harm to the customer. And of course, they certainly value having that opportunity, and they appreciate. It's a great way to engage and foster customer loyalty. Uh, Canadian, again, there's a Canadian rhodiola in there as well, and Rhoziva certainly has a great track record. And I also am listing here a link to a testimonial if you'd like to watch. So that's all for now, and I will proceed then next with Rhoziva Edge. Thank you.